But I want to do this clip by, this is a tape clip about feminism demonizing men that I think hit the nail on the head in an important way. So let's do that one and then we'll wrap up.
Man gets up at 4 in the morning to go carry garbage to earn a good wage. He ain't thinking, I'm going to do this so I can oppress that bitch. She's broke. He's doing it thinking so I can provide for my family, so my woman can stay at home and raise my kids and have nice nails while I'm out here carrying trash. You go to a coal mine, those dudes are not down there thinking about oppressing women. They're down there thinking about providing for women. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that there's not bad apples, but in general, us men are prepared to take on more bullshit to protect you than you would possibly believe. And in the modern world, they've spun that. Feminism spun that. Men make all the money. You women need more money because men make the money and men are in charge and men have the good jobs. Men are out here giving up their fucking life for you chicks. Oh, yeah. They're giving up their life for you. And feminism prevents you respecting it.
I think that's a really important message. First of all, I think it's interesting. This guy was painted as an extremist on all counts, right? And every time I listen to him, like he says, I'm not saying there's not bad apples. Like he's putting that caveat in there. And it's so many times I'm listening to content from him and I hear that. I hear that caveat. I hear that I'm not saying this is for everybody. I hear that I'm not saying every guy's going to be nice like this. I'm not saying every guy's well-intentioned. I'm not saying every girl. I hear those qualifiers often. So I find it absolutely fascinating that a guy who uses all these qualifiers so regularly was banned. It just boggles the mind, does it not? Not really, because we know how the system works. Regardless, interesting point. I think is also a point here about men and about most men and what they're willing to do to provide the person, the woman that they care about with comfort. And there are so many guys that will go out, they will put themselves in danger. A lot of these jobs are incredibly dangerous. I mean, you're talking about coal mines, you're talking about construction. I mean, there are dangers that go into these lines of work. They'll put themselves at risk, physically. They'll wake up at crazy hours. They'll work all day and all night to the point of total exhaustion. They'll get themselves dirty, whatever they need to do. And they'll do all that so that you can have some peace, so that you don't have to do it, so that you would never have to do it, and so that you can, have your day with your kids. That, and he mentions the nails. I find that a really interesting point. I always get my nails done. I love to go, and women feel really good when we groom ourselves. Like, oh, I went for a mani-pedi. It's nice. Put the face mask on, get a haircut. That's just stuff that brings us a lot of peace, a massage. They know that. And ultimately, what's really important to them is that they're going through the mud so that you can have that peace, because they know ultimately that peace is going to put a smile on your face. And ultimately, when they get home from that 12-hour grind of nightmarish work, if they walk into that house and they see you smiling, and they were a part of a reason or the reason that you were able to have a day that put that smile on your face, it's all worth it to them. It's all worth it to them. They'll do it again on Wednesday and again on Thursday and again on Friday, because it's in the best interest of their child and their family for mom to be at peace and not struggling and not stressed and not knotted up all the time. So a shout out to the guys out there that modern feminism now tells us you're bad somehow by being the provider. They twist all this stuff like, oh, these guys, they want to make the money and they want to keep you at home. In the meantime, talk to these women who are at home, happy. They're having a great time. They're cooking. They're spending time with their kids. Maybe they get a sitter for an hour and they run to the gym or something like that to get a little bit of stuff for themselves. But they're mostly at peace, and they have that luxury because their husband is working his fingers to the bone oftentimes. So don't allow feminism to manipulate the situation where you're now becoming resentful of a guy for no reason. Why are you resentful? You're happy. He's doing these things to help you to be happy. How many guys do you know when, a woman gets pregnant, has a baby, and she says, I want to stay home for a while. Like, that's what I want to do. Almost every guy I know in every situation, in fact, every guy I know says, you know what, babe, I got it. I understand. I'm going to make it happen. I'll figure it out. Now, would 2 incomes make it so that he had to work less hours? Sure. But he'd rather have you have that experience and be there for the child and be happy. And he comes home to a happy, pleasant home where the energy is good and everyone feels good and stuff for the child isn't outsourced. So credit where it's due. Some of these traditional structures that are frowned upon today bring real value to society. And I'm not in a position where I want to see anyone demonizing hardworking, good men who want to provide, are willing to provide, and will do that every single day of the week and as long as they have to make sure that the women that they love and care about don't have to do that grind. They want to spare you that drama, that stress. That's a good thing. That's the sign of a high quality man who should be respected and not demonized. If you like the short clip and want to watch another short clip, click here. Or if you want to watch the full episode, click right here.